Hello, Playdate. This is Don.
This is Nick, and Ryan is sitting out this episode.
Sitting on a beach somewhere. This week we are covering Playdate news.
Recent indie releases.
And we are the two legs on a two-legged stool. Thank you for listening. Let's get started. I have an important announcement, Nicholas.
What's that, Don?
I received a package this week.
Uh-oh.
Any guesses as to what would be contained?
Is it making noises?
It does make noises, yes.
Inside the package or outside?
No. Now that it's been removed from the package, it does make noises.
It's a Playdate.
It is a Playdate. A Playdate
Nice.
that I sent to Panic, and they repaired and returned to me. And it seems to be working now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so thank you, Panic, for repairing my Playdate. It had a handful of games on it. Had most of season 1 or maybe all of season 1 on there. 2 games from season 2 and about a dozen catalog games. Yep. And 1 random side-loaded game. I'm not sure how that works. But I side-loaded a couple games and I downloaded a catalog game. Luckily, it didn't try and download all my catalog games. That's one thing I was afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see that they're in there in the catalog feature.
Okay.
Anyway, so I played a little bit of Rollerblade and side-loaded a couple things, and I'm trying not to break it before our next episode. Or before this episode. So I did not play Devils on the Moon Pinball on it, but I am prepared to fire it up and play our next game on it and move forward as if it's a working device.
Okay.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It feels good. Yeah, I'm happy.
Very exciting. Yeah.
And thank you again also to Ledbetter for letting me use Old Chippy the past couple months. I will be returning it to you as soon as possible. So
sounds good.
Yes. Okay. So now that we've caught up on that one. Cranko digital copies now available. Thank you to Big Tongue in the Discord for giving us a heads up. Issue 5 is now available, and I think it might be Crank Knockout instead of Cranko. Do you know what the pronunciation is? The correct pronunciation of the magazine?
Cranko? No, I'm not sure.
Well, it's Crank Knockout, but only 1 K. I guess technically there's 2 Ks in there. Anyway, there'll be a link in the show notes. Crankknockout.com is the fanzine site for a really cool looking fanzine. I have not checked it out yet, but now I can, because they do not ship to the United States, but I can digitally purchase it. So if you want to learn about post-hero Bedbeard's Revenge, there's an exclusive hands-on in the latest issue. Oh, excuse me, latest physical issue, which is issue 6.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But the latest digital issue is issue 5. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes. Thank you for clarifying.
What's the offset in publishing? Do you know?
Price-wise or timeline-wise?
Timeline-wise. So physical comes out first.
Yeah.
And then when does digital hit the market?
I know that there is an offset, but I'm not sure, because I think issue 7 is shipping now. So maybe they do it intentionally so physical people have a reason to jump on them. I'm not exactly sure why they're offset so much. It says that issue 7 is coming off the press and will be out by the end of the month. So I'm not sure why there's such a big break. Good question. I do not know. We'll have to dig deeper. We're going to get a correction and omission soon.
Sounds good.
I'm leaving a gap so that I can read and edit this.
I thought you were leaving a gap for Ryan.
Yeah, so Ryan can correct us here.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea. Okay. Anyway, Cranko issue 5. Next up, Crank Boy.
Hold on. Did you thank Big Tongue for the heads up?
I did thank Big Tongue going into this, but we can think of again. Thank you, Big Tongue, for the heads up on our Discord.
Very good. Okay. I'm ready now.
Okay. Crank Boy is coming to catalog on May 7th. This is a Game Boy emulator for the Playdate. Yeah. I know how you feel about emulators, Nicholas, but this one comes with 4 homebrew games, specially included titles. Features multiple save spots. There's no Nintendo games that are coming with it or anything like that. This is for homebrew games and all kinds of stuff. It looks like about 600 people worked on this, which is amazing. But this is credited to the Crankboy dev team. But it'll be out a day or two after you hear this episode, assuming you're downloading it feverishly as soon as I hit publish, including Life's Too Short GB by Pixel Ghost.
Yeah, that's what I was oohing about. Very cool.
Indeed. Dashosaur DX by Sleeping Panda Games, GBBS 95 by BeatScribe, and Lo-Fi GB by BeatScribe. A music album, but for your GB, but really for your PD. So I noticed the other day on Itch that somebody, I think maybe in our Discord even, had posted that there was a 30 game collection on sale for like $25 or $30 on Itch of homebrew Game Boy games. I was very tempted. Pretty cool.
Very cool.
Anyway, Crank Boy coming soon, May 7th.
Very soon.
Very, very soon. All right. So check that out. And because Ryan's not here, not a whole lot of news that we dug up. But Uncranked Corner is here. The Uncranked Pre-Summer Game Jam is going right now, May 1st through May 10th. First prize is a Playdate with a starter kit. So get in there, crank up a Uncranked game for the pre-game Summer Jam, and yeah, get in the running for a Playdate. That's a pretty sweet prize. You have 4 days left when you hear this, and yeah, get on there. Let's see what comes up. The second prize is a custom LED light with art from your game. That's sweet too.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to see what comes up on this one. Mm-hmm. More good games. Again, link in the show notes. And then also issue 11 just came out last week. So you can enter a sweepstakes to win a one-off print of issue 11 with a completely different cover. Only one copy will be printed. So enter the sweepstakes, link in the show notes, and more information on Uncranked Magazine will be also available in the show notes. So be sure to check out the Substack for all the details on Uncranked PD Zine. Cool?
Sounds cool.
Nick, did you know Destination Playdate is back?
I did know, because we were both updating the show notes at the same time.
We were. Yes, but I had already updated the official show notes, so
the fake show notes were
redundant,
not worthwhile. Yeah.
Well, he dropped 4 videos for the Last Ball, Oblings, Devils on the Moon Pinball, and Unicycle Madness.
Nice.
So hop on to Destination Playdate on YouTube and check those videos out now.
Very cool.
Yeah. Nick, would you like to read the indie inventory section and then I'll handle catalog? How's that sound?
Done. I would love it. So let's begin with Flarehorn Charge, which is by Black Hole Collective.
Indeed. This is this one looks pretty fun, and it's been getting promoted all over the place. Hard to ignore.
It's a free standalone minigame set in the world of Asobimon, and that is an in-development monster catching game for the Playdate. So that Asobimon is not yet out, but Flarehorn Charge is a minigame set in that world. And the goal is simple. You wait for a signal, react as fast as you can, and you launch Flarehorn as far as possible. Jump too early, and Flarehorn will crash. React too slowly, and you lose distance. The better your timing, the farther Flarehorn charges.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
And yeah, it is Name Your Own Price on itch. That is Flarehorn Charge by Black Hole Collective. All right, Don. Whirligig Warrior is next. And I apologize for the pronunciation in advance, by Yaroslav Resnick. And in Whirligig Warrior, you take control of a clockwork drone in a high-stakes struggle against falling interdimensional monsters. Game centers on a unique physics-based flight mechanic where your physical interaction with the Playdate's crank is your only engine. So you're trying to spin the crank fast to gain altitude or lose altitude, depending. But you want to reach a high RPM, and it turns your rotor into a lethal shredder. So you have kind of this cone of destruction around you, but you still have a soft, juicy core.
Is that how you describe a helicopter?
Yes.
A soft, juicy core.
Mm-hmm. And you're trying to also land safely. So you're spinning up super fast. It sounds like you're taking out some enemies, and then you're slowly letting yourself down without crashing into the ground.
What was there was an arcade game that was kind of similar, but without a crank. What was it, Choplifter or something like that?
Choplifter, you're picking up people, Jupiter lander, lunar lander, similar kind of concept as far as the landing goes.
But you couldn't use your rotor as a weapon in those, right?
Correct.
That's a pretty cool feature in this
one. You definitely couldn't crank. So just protect that soft, juicy core. All right. That's Whirligig Warrior, and it's free on itch by Yaroslav Resnick. Okay. Next up, we have Conway's Game of Life. Don, have you taken a computer science class?
I'm familiar with this game, but I don't know if I've ever played it. Maybe I played it on PC at some point, because I'm very familiar with the name. But
it's a programming exercise that is frequently assigned, at least it was 20 years ago. All right. Conway's Game of Life. It was invented by mathematician John Conway in 1970, and the Game of Life is a cellular automaton. It's a simulation where cells on a grid live or die each generation based on 4 simple rules. Too few neighbors, and a cell dies of loneliness. I would like to know if that is actually true. Too many, and it dies of overcrowding. Exactly 3 neighbors and an empty space, and new life is born. Around an empty space, and new life is born. That's it. So, observing this is really interesting. And as this person says, from those 4 rules emerges something almost alive. Gliders that travel across the grid forever. Oscillators that pulse like a heartbeat. Entire civilizations that rise and collapse within seconds. There's no goals, no score, no enemies, just you, the crank, and an infinite grid of possibilities.
Isn't that 3 rules?
I counted 3, yeah. But I wasn't
I'm
sure
not a
about
mathematician, but
so here is the twist on Conway's Game of Life that they've added here for this Playdate version. Your dad is there too, watching and commenting on everything. He has a lot to say.
Okay.
All right, so this is Conway's Game of Life by J10, and it's Name Your Own Price on itch.
Okay, so the four rules are survival, have 2 to 3 neighbors, death by underpopulation, death by overcrowding, and reproduction. Exactly 3 neighbors.
Okay,
Cool.
that makes four.
That makes 4. Okay, moving
Hey,
on. Sorry.
Don,
Yes.
what do you know about split flap displays?
Uh, they were all the rage for alarm clocks in the 70s and 80s.
Alarm clocks,
Mm,
train stations, airline departure, arrival boards,
yes.
uh, all those sorts of things. And Don, would it surprise you to know that I was recently looking into making split flap displays of my own?
That does not surprise me in the least.
Well, that's good because
But
Don,
if there's
uh,
obsolete technology, Nick is all about it.
not just all about it, looking to recreate it using modern methods. Uh, so, Don, Ledbetter of Ledbetter Games has made a new game, and it's called Isolates. And this has to do with split flap displays, I know, because not only did Ledbetter mention it, but there's a great picture of a split flap display
There
mid
it is.
flap
Yes.
on the edge page. Isolates is a slow math arcade game based on the concept of playing a split flap display. You may have come across one of these at an airport or train station. Game itself centers around solving number sequences as they descend the board by sending up either their digital root or complement. And there's a link to learn about digital roots, Don.
That's
Uh,
interesting. Yeah.
all right, this description gets juicier. Like the core
Or of a
of
helicopter.
helicopter. That's
Yeah.
right. This concept has been running as a subroutine in the back of my mind since around first grade, and I fully intend to spread it about. Um, so now I know that Ledbetter's brain runs on a type of assembly language. It's cool. This sounds really neat. I haven't yet had a chance to try it out, but have you given this a shot yet, Don?
I started to because you can play it in browser
Mm-hmm.
and it makes a lot of clicking sounds. I guess the flappers flapping,
Ah,
the splits flapping, and I was trying to get work done on the other screen, and it was very distracting. So I stopped. But I will prevail and give it another shot.
sounds good.
Yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to checking this out and implementing the real life version soon. All right, that is Isolates by Ledbetter Games, and it is currently free on every sort of platform. It's on the Playdate, it's on Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and there's a lot of other information on Ledbetter's itch page. So check it out. And a browser version, like Don mentioned. Okay. Next up, we have Xerx for Playdate, and this is by RoboTube. Their description: 25 years ago, they made this simple Flash-based web game. It ended up all over the internet, stolen by some of the most famous Flash game websites. Since then, they've ported this game to all sorts of platforms for fun, and now it comes to the Playdate. Watch the mini grid in the upper left corner of your screen and duplicate the pattern in the main grid. Sounds easy? Well, the mini grid disappears faster and faster as you progress. And past level 20, some special dots appear that must be double clicked. So, Don, this seems like a really interesting puzzle game. It's a pattern implementation puzzle game, I guess is how I would describe it. Have you played this or any of the variants?
No, the fact I was looking at the comments and somebody recognized the game from back in the day
Mm-hmm.
and recognized the author or the dev, which is pretty neat. Yeah, this sounds like a cool concept. I do want to try it, but I'm not sure if I ever played it back on on Flash, especially if it was stolen over and over. I did spend a lot of time playing random Flash games or popular Flash games years ago. So yeah, in black and white, it's hard to tell because it looks like a lot of games I would have played back then. But yeah, neat concept.
It is. And that's Zerx for the Playdate, ZYRX, by RoboTube, and it is $2 on itch. All right. Next up, let's have a party, Don.
Please.
A pool party. But not with pesky water and sunshine. Let's have a pool party with a pool table and a pool cue. And this is an 8-ball pool game for the Playdate. This implementation looks really neat, by the way. There are 3 difficulty levels: pass and play support to face off against friends. You control the cue with the crank. There's aim assist settings, and of course, Don, trophy support. This game, Pool Party, is by Will Red, one of the two, and it is $2 on itch. I cannot think of another pool game right now or billiards game available on the Playdate. I must be misremembering. Can you think of one, Don?
I think there was a really basic looking one somewhat early on in the first year or two. But this one looks a little more polished. And yeah, that trophy room, that trophy wall, caught my attention.
Looking good.
Look good.
You're right. Now that you mention that, I think we talked about it on the show, actually.
Yeah.
That was a while ago. Don, how long have we been doing this show? I've forgotten.
I'm glad you asked, Nick. Yesterday was 4 years.
No way. Well,
Yeah.
Happy anniversary, Don.
Happy anniversary, Nick.
We're celebrating as we started, just the two of us, I guess.
Happy anniversary next week, Ryan.
That's right. All right. Well, we have one more itch game done. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. It's time for Death Forest Echoes. And this is by Team Realm. Your name is Kazuki Uchida, and you are lost in a forest when your motorbike breaks down. Collect all the parts to repair your bike and escape. It can be played on the Playdate or in the browser. That's cool. So, this game, is it an adventure game, would you say? Or...
It appears to be an adventure game.
It appears to be one to me, too.
I included it because I like the concept of running around a forest collecting motorbike parts. I'm not sure if your bike, it says it breaks down, but I guess the parts explode and fly everywhere, and that's why you're running around trying to collect them. I don't know. Sounded cool, though.
It does sound cool, and I'm very curious about the percentage shown in the upper left quarter. Is it the percentage of the bike that you've collected?
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Okay.
You start with 0% of your bike, maybe? Hopefully
that would
not.
make sense. I mean,
well,
it's complete explosion.
It's just dust.
Takes a while to collect all the particles and then glue them
you
together.
just have an echo of your bike. I get it. A Death Forest echo of what once was.
Huh.
Yeah.
A juicy core, would you say, of a motorcycle. All right. That is Death Forest Echoes by Team Realm, and it is name your own price on itch. Don, tell me about the catalog games this time.
Hang on here. There is a Death Forest is on Switch, Nick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this is like in the universe, huh?
This is a demake. Yeah. Wow, this game looks real creepy. It's $6. And it has DLC. Yeah, I don't know. This looks a little too creepy for me.
Well, if you play that one, the Switch version, let me know how it is.
Yeah, like I said, cool concept, but a little too creepy.
Maybe it's not as creepy as it seems.
There's like some little girl's face with blood's coming out of her mouth,
Okay, that's
smiling at you, and
a little unusual.
yeah, it looks a little creepy. Okay, anyway, we're gonna talk about catalog games.
All
First up,
right. Yes.
were you about to beep, boop,
No.
beep,
I
and
said
or boop?
excited. I said all right.
Oh, all right. Rollerblade by Quack is out on catalog. It's been on itch for a little while, but now it is on catalog. It is $8. It is similar. It plays a little bit like I just forgot the name of it. Tiny Wings. It plays a little bit like Tiny Wings, but with a gun and a sword. And you fly around, you shoot stuff, and it's a lot of fun. Go as far as you can at high speed, killing enemies, surfing on clouds, bouncing on blimps, and collecting power-ups. You face hordes of enemies and increasingly treacherous terrain. So now it has leaderboards, which everyone will be happy to hear that. So
Nice.
anyway, yeah, very cool. Happy to hear that it has been launched on catalog. So check out Rollerblade.
And it is $8 currently.
$8. And I will mention thank you so much, Quack, for providing review copies to all of us
Yes.
here at Hello Playdate. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
That will get you listed first on the catalog segment. Next up is Pinfinger by Sean Caesar. This is $5. This is oh gosh, I can't think. My brain is just gone today.
I know this as Mumbledy-Peg.
What?
Yeah. It's the game where you take a knife and you stab it into the table in between your fingers and thumb with your hand outstretched.
Mumbledy-Peg?
Yeah. That's what
I don't know. I've never heard that term before. I'm thinking of it's like five-finger fillet, I think.
Oh, that's interesting.
Haven't heard that one?
Hey, Mumbledy-Peg is a totally different thing. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not.
How do you spell that?
Okay, I'm glad you asked because I'm going to send you a link.
Five-finger fillet, hand roulette, bishop, nerve, stab scotch, pin finger, or the knife game. I don't see Mumbledy-Peg on here. Anyway. Oh.
There you
go. Yeah, Mumbly-Peg.
Okay. I added some syllables for flavor.
You made it French. Okay, Mumbly-Peg. Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Oh, Mumbly-Peg is where you throw the dagger.
Okay. Something's happening with the dagger.
You flick a dagger at somebody's crotch, I think, is Mumbly-Peg.
Huh. Yeah, that's a different thing.
Either way, both very dangerous, but they don't have to be dangerous when you're playing pin finger on your Playdate. You use the crank to hit targets and avoid fingers. The longer you last, the faster the knife stabs. Master 3 different characters, each with their own pattern. How does that work? Does like one guy have 4 fingers, another guy has 8 fingers or something? Oh, the pattern is different instead of going
like where you have to stab.
Where you're stabbing. Gotcha. Okay. Anyway, looks really cool. The art is really neat and stuff. Yeah, this is one to
looks
keep
really
an eye
smooth
on.
from the GIFs here.
Yeah, for sure. This looks pretty cool.
Which is exactly what you want when you have a knife near your extremities.
When you're trying not to stab your hand. Yeah. That is Pinfinger by Sean Caesar. Next up is Bear Coin Blitz. I think we talked about this a little while ago on itch. This is by Echo Swarm. It's a coin merging puzzle game similar to Money Coin Exchanger. Coins drop into a grid and you place them strategically. When matching coins touch, they merge into the next denomination up. And so you try to score quite a bit of money. And hence the puzzle game. So yeah, still haven't tried this one, but I need to because I love Money Coin Exchanger and this looks really cute. So check out Bear Coin Blitz by Echo Swarm, $3 on catalog. Next up is Geodate by Grim Pros Games. If you like GeoGuessr, now you can have it in the palm of your hand. It's a daily geography game. Every 24 hours, you're presented with 3 unique panoramic snapshots of iconic landmarks, hidden gems, or breathtaking landscapes from around the world. So yeah, you get to guess at where in the world you are looking. There's QR codes, so you can scan it and get a Google Map image of the location and track your progress. You can build a streak to track your geographic knowledge over time and revisit locations through your Google Map.
Very cool.
Yeah, very cool. And this is cool. It tells you where yesterday's locations were if you missed a day, I guess.
Huh.
Ooh, and there's a leaderboard, Explorer of the Day, and achievements. And I think my mouse is dying. Very cool. $5 by Grim Pros Games. That was Geodate. And last up is Crank Ominoes by Anthony Bayer. This is $3. This is based on a pentomino game. So this is, you're given a set number of 12 pentominoes. They're various shapes, a set number of shapes, and there's over 50 puzzles in which you have to organize the shapes to match the puzzle. So if it needs to look like a dinosaur, you have to use those 10 shapes to create a dinosaur. And use the crank to select the piece, and then A to place them.
Do we know that they're not all dinosaurs, though?
There's over 50 dinosaurs in the game. No, yeah, I don't know. It looks like there's a penguin here, so there's at least one.
Could that be a prehistoric penguin dinosaur? Is it possible?
Deer. You'll have to pick it up and find out, Nick. Report
Good
back.
call. Okay.
Yes. There are no leaderboards, so you'll have plenty of time to take your time, go slow, and see what's what. On Crank Ominoes by Anthony Bayer.
Excellent.
Yes.
Don, does that lead us to what's on sale on catalog right now?
It does. We don't have Ryan, and there's quite a bit on sale. Do you got any highlights here?
Let's see. Fall of the Magic Castle. It's 12% off from 8 to 7. That's a sequel to the
Magic Castle.
Magic Castle, which we discussed on our podcast here. Cranky Cove, another podcast highlight, down to $8 from 10. That's 20% off for those keeping score. Magic Castle itself, from 4 to 3, 25% off. Lots and lots of good stuff here. Fall of Elena Temple, down to $1, 67% off. Did we do P Racing on here?
I think we did. I think somebody had it. I think a guest host had it as their pick of the week.
That could be. So that is down from $5 to $3, 40% off right now. Lots and lots of good stuff. Lots of games that I haven't yet played. Very exciting.
I've had my eye on Docker Master.
Yeah, I was looking at that as well.
$4 down to $2, and now I can play catalog games again.
It could happen.
So I might just bite.
Sounds good.
Cool. Sorry we didn't read all 30 games, Ryan. Just kidding. He's not listening to this. Okay, should we get to our pick of the week?
Let's do it.
Nick, this is yours. Let's go.
You know what? You're right. My pick this week is Devils on the Moon Pinball by Amano.
You sound unsure,
is it Amano Games? Yeah, it's just Amano. Okay. So this is a digital pinball game, and it has 3 different areas that you can send the ball to, as well as some extra areas, different mini playfields with their own special rules. But the main pinball playfield is divided into three different sections. So there's a lower section where the drain exists, and that's where you can lose your ball. A middle section that has a very interesting mechanic that I want to talk about in detail, and then an upper section which leads to some of those kind of mini playfield areas that I was talking about. In this game, this is in the same universe as the Season 2 game called... Don, help me out.
In the same universe as Catch a Diablos? Is that what you're
Catch a
getting at?
Diablos, that's what I was going to say. And in this, you are collecting demons as well. You're just doing it in a different way with pinball. It has a lot of really cool mechanics, and I was very impressed not only by the fluidity of movement, even when there's a ton of stuff happening on the screen, but also the incorporation of different classic pinball mechanics in this format. Don and I and Ryan, who's not here but here in spirit, are all pinball people. So Don and I definitely enjoy a good digital pinball game. And Don, I'm just curious what you think of it.
Highly anticipated this one. I will say, I'm not sure about you guys, but I was provided a review copy, sort of, because I was a beta tester.
Mm-hmm.
But because I didn't have catalog access, big shout out to JP for providing me an updated a copy, I guess, updated file when the game got updated last week so that I could play the most recent version, but I could not participate in the leaderboards and whatnot because it was not the catalog file. Anyway, with that out of the way, yeah, I'm really interested in this game. My first introduction to pinball, well, I mean, I love pinball growing up, of course, but Alien Crush and Devil's Crush on the TurboGrafx. My best friend in middle school had a TurboGrafx, and I loved those games so much. And this has a little bit of that similar vibe. If you are familiar with the gameplay there, this is much more polished than a game from 30 years ago, obviously. But if you just want like fantastical weirdness going on while you're playing pinball, this scratches that itch. But it has modern sensibilities as well as video game sensibilities that you can tell maybe the designers don't play as much pinball as maybe you and I, but they added like video game touches, lots of video game touches, and everything is just super smooth and clever and creative and charming. Very few complaints about how this plays because it's a fun video game and it's a fun pinball game. So there's a lot to enjoy on both aspects. It's fun to look at even when you're not doing well, because I am not good at pinball and I'm not good at video pinball, but I just love the little world under glass, as they say. So I enjoyed all my time with Devils on the Moon pinball. And you're interacting, the ball is the moon, but you're interacting with a lot of moon stuff too. So I'm not sure how that interplay works, but like it's not like Wizard of Oz where the ball is Dorothy, because the ball is the moon. So I'm not sure what they're going for there. But Nick, what are some of your thoughts?
Well, one of the things I wanted to talk about, I talk about this with most games, is the music and the sound design.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible in this game. There's a single title track, but I absolutely love it. Like I listen to that the entire time that I'm playing this game. Hours melt away, and that track keeps me engaged and interested in what's happening, but the sound effects complement it so very well. So excellent job on the sound design. That is a very challenging and tall order, and I'm surprised that there's not more variation with the amount of stuff that they have packed into this game. But that, as I say, doesn't matter because it's such a great track. So excellent work on the sound. So let's talk a little bit about the mechanics. On the lower playfield, this is the one with the drain where the ball can exit and you lose your ball in play. There's a summoning ritual that can take place where you can summon a demon. It walks around. It's sort of like Pinball of the Dead or one of those other sorts of digital pinball games where there's a giant creature that starts walking around and you got to bash it with the ball. It becomes a walking bash target, basically. But in order to summon the creature, you have to complete a sequence of steps, which is really fun and fascinating. There are also 3 drop targets on that lower playfield that appear at different intervals, and a saucer in the upper left, which will sometimes warp you to the topmost third of the playfield. Each third of the playfield has its own set of flippers mounted down near the bottom. So each feels like its own separate, smaller playfield. And Don, you mentioned that the developers may not play as much physical pinball as you and I think that is correct. Just based on the way the geometry sort of works in this game, it's a little different than you might expect. However, that doesn't make it bad. It's just different. So after a short adjustment period, one of the things that we talked about last episode was Ian Harwer, Gamegoat, created a little skills video showing how a lot of the flipper skills and tricks that exist in physical pinball work in this digital pinball game, which is extremely impressive. It's quite clear that the developers spent a ton of time on the mechanical aspects, like how the flippers feel, how the ball should interact, the physics engine in general. It's just highly impressive to me that this functions as well as it does on the Playdate, and with some of the creative touches that I wanted to talk about as we kind of go up the playfield. One of the things that he highlighted, Ian, was the scoring. So the scoring is one of those things that works a little differently than you might expect, in that it's very heavily multiplier focused. And there's a specific target that you can hit at any time. In fact, you can backhand it on the lowest playfield, and that increases your multiplier by 1 every time you smack that target. When you played, Don, did you go for scoring? Did you go for progression? What was sort of your go-to strategy?
I was just going for progression, and I actually enjoyed the practice mode quite a bit, where you have unlimited balls, and then the only way to stop it is just to exit out. Because I just wasn't good at the game, basically. It is easy to do a bang back or death save, I guess, and get the ball out of the drain. But basically I just wasn't that great at the game. I couldn't get the modes going very easily. That's where I had a hard time, and I think maybe I just had a poor understanding of how to get some of the modes going. Were you able to get a lot of stuff going?
Yes. I did spend some time in the practice mode to really get the hang of where the shots were. because I found myself, just because of that sort of difference from expectation of where on the flipper to flip,
Hmm.
um, I found myself kind of hitting the same 2 or 3 shots over and over again until I really spent some time in practice mode and got the hang of how the digital nudging worked. For example, by hitting the B button or the up button, I think. It allows you to nudge, and that can make a huge difference. And this game is one of a few that has a nudge meter. So
Yeah.
once you expend all the nudging, you can no longer nudge. That's their way of tilting. But tilting doesn't end your ball. It doesn't end your game. It just kind of stops allowing you to nudge for a little while. Don, can you name the only other game that I can think of right now that has a similar tilt mechanic, nudge mechanic?
A virtual game
It's a physical pinball game.
where you can nudge and nudge, but you don't lose your ball.
Correct. There's only one I can think of.
No, I'm rusty on pinball.
All
so.
right. It's Bally Hi-Fi.
Oh,
That's
I was
right.
gonna totally say Valley Skipperoo.
From 1955, I think. 54,
No.
55. Okay. So that is one of the interesting mechanics, and that is a bingo pinball. And there's another
it is.
similarity with. That's why I thought you'd know it, Don.
Yeah, of course. I've been reading that Bally pinball or that Bally bingo book.
I saw you post it, so I thought you would know.
Yeah, of course. You would have been shocked if I had pulled that out.
I would have been amazed, Don,
Amazed.
but
Anyway.
very impressed. Very impressed. Regardless, I'm always impressed with you. And
sure. Okay. Anyway.
Next, I wanted to talk about another feature which is on the center playfield, and that is the moon. And there's a meter that moves back and forth on its own when the crank is docked, or you can undock the crank and actually spin it. There are 4, 5, 10 different little slices, and your goal is to eliminate each of the 10 inserts, by moving the little indicator to a blank, an unlit space, and then smack the moon. So there's this huge moon target, and it changes phases as you complete all 10. Now, it says that things change after you change the moon's phase, and it probably describes this in the excellent instruction manual, but through play, I wasn't really able to figure out what changed on the playfield. Do you happen to know what changes when you change the moon's phase?
I don't know. Yeah, I saw that too. And this is how dumb I am. Like, I couldn't even figure out. It wasn't until even through the beta, I didn't know what the crank did until the last couple of weeks. Like, I didn't realize you could manually adjust it. I just never take the crank out. Ever.
Well, I didn't at first until someone mentioned it in our Discord. And then I said, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And
okay,
now...
So go ahead.
That's the only way I play, is with the crank undocked.
Yeah, the crank is like a huge advantage, being able to...
a giant advantage, instead of having to trap up and wait.
So it says changing the face will do two things: give you a +1 super multiplier. It'll change the type of devils that appear in the summoning grounds, and it will transport you to a different challenge table upon passing through the castle's gate in Area 3.
Really? Okay. Well,
I noticed that when you cycle through all the phases of the moon, it'll like highlight the first phase, the first insert, the leftmost insert. But I don't know if it just kind of highlights those inserts as you go through the phases anyway. So I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention really the first time, or if it locked them on.
Yeah, I don't know. But the thing I wanted to touch on with this moon unit,
Zappa?
Yeah, exactly, is Frank Zappa's daughter. Moon unit. No, is the fact that the player control, the multitasking aspect, reminds me so much of a bingo. There's a number of games that have units that are sort of like this that tick on some sort of timed basis. So it plays sort of like with the crank docked, but undocked, where the player has full control, reminds me of some of the multitasking aspects of bingos that I enjoy quite a lot. So I just thought that was a very clever mechanic and a unique way to um, handle that, and really, really appreciated it once I undocked that crank. Um, there's a pop bumper nest in the left side, and these pop bumpers are very small. So that's one of those things. It's like really cool that they're there, but at first it was um, kind of confusing to me as to what they were until the ball started ricocheting around in there. Um, and there's something that it gives you as you complete each set of bumpers. Do you remember what that is?
I don't remember.
Almost,
Like I said, I wasn't really going for any bonuses or anything.
almost all my questions could be answered easily by reading the instruction book again.
I was thinking we should have got Gamma on the show this week. He probably would
You
have.
know what? That
That
would
would have
have
been a good
given us actual
opportunity.
information.
Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh, these guys are no dick." Blah blah blah. But I like how there's so many opportunities all over the playfield for little tiny areas. Like,
Yeah,
it's kind of like on a real game, posts don't do anything for the most part.
right.
Like stand-up targets are gone from modern games, and just there's posts everywhere. And there are stand-up targets, of course, but like the little stand-up targets from Pat Lawler games in the 90s are just replaced by posts now in certain games. But on Devils on the Moon, every little bump it does something, like activates something or adds up to something or builds towards something or is
Triggers
a
a
pop
really cool
bunker. Yeah,
animation, or
make something move or smile or
something.
laugh at you. Yeah. I love that. They just like whatever. Every wall is a feature. I really like that. It just adds so much personality to the whole game, which is really cute.
Definitely.
And before we get out, my only like small criticism is like something we sort of touched on at the beginning is that the flow doesn't feel like you would expect if you played a lot of pinball. And I feel like that's the only place that's sort of could be reworked a little bit is like there's no diverters basically anywhere in the game that I really noticed. So some areas like you're always going to hit it all the way up and around. Like there's lots of loops, but it would be nice if the ball diverted to different areas of the table instead of just always looping it around.
So there's two different diverters that I can name. One is the gate, which is on the right side in the mid playfield area. And
I guess that technically is a diverter. It keeps it in the second area.
and you can go behind it and it'll go down and then come back up, which is actually really cool.
What do you mean?
So if you're on the upper playfield and you come down the right orbit
Mm-hmm.
and the gate is up, the portcullis is raised, it'll lower briefly so that the ball can escape. It's what you'd expect, but it is, much like a physical pinball, just additional stuff you got to think about. Like, oh, the ball can be trapped there if I don't let the gate down at the moment.
Well, what happens if it's trapped there? They're just
Nothing would happen, right, in this particular game. But so it's not so much a diverter; it's more of a blocker. And then on the upper play field, if you clear all of the individual drop targets that are in the mini loop at the top, and instead of entering the castle, you keep hitting that mini loop over and over again, like some of us did a lot. Then the ball actually diverts down the center.
Oh, okay.
Through the castle. So again, not a classic diverter as sort of you're talking about, but there are ways that the ball does get diverted. Um, just kind of, a different way of thinking about it or looking at it.
I felt like it was constantly getting that, especially that long loop from the left all the way
Yes.
around the castle, and it would come back to the lower play or the center play field. Was a little like it got old.
So that has like a magnet assist. I don't know if you
What do you
noticed
mean a
that.
magnet?
So like,
Well, it'd speed it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's intended to mimic like a magnet assist on a big ramp or something.
It just, I wish it would divert to the upper playfield.
I hear you. I do hear that.
Because the main entrance is that right side.
Yes.
But then that right side is also like a large right drain, basically outlane, like a large right outlane.
Yep.
It became hard to cradle in the top and middle playfields where I wanted to cradle it so often, and then it would just bounce out those large outlanes.
Yeah.
Whereas the bottom playfield felt really good to cradle, and I felt like I had a lot more control in the bottom playfield.
Yeah. There's definitely a ball speed and spin, which absolutely impacts, cradling ability in those upper areas, because if the ball's spinning too wildly, you have to flip or it's going to go down.
Yeah. It comes out pretty hot, even if you do a full plunge or if it auto plunges, it comes out very hot, and it's hard to get the ball under control. And the skill shot is a little samey, I guess. You do have, it's just not that big of a bonus, in my opinion. Maybe I am not using it correctly, but I don't know. It felt a little samey. With all the, maybe I'm spoiled by like the Elwyn games where there's 20 different skill shots doing all these different things, and the Jack Danger games, or even the John Trudeau games. I just I love skill shots, and if it's not an auto plunge, then yeah, I want a little more going on, because I just like the surprise. But on the other hand, a lot of the surprise comes from catching demons. And there's so much. What is there, like 50 demons? So there's no
more
shortage.
than I've caught.
Yeah, there's no shortage of stuff to do in this game. I'm never going to catch all the demons, I don't think. But it is cool you can catch demons. It is cool you can catch demons in practice mode. I didn't expect them to let you do that.
Yeah, same. Have you been collecting the letters?
I noticed that I was collecting letters, but honestly, I'm not really sure what they go towards.
I believe they go into
challenge or something?
The bestiary or something? I'm not sure.
The letters?
I have no idea. I haven't checked out the bestiary. I've been too busy playing.
Get a letter by rolling the ball through the mailbox arm in area 3. Yeah, I noticed at the top it's like you got a letter, blah, 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 but
yeah,
I don't know what it builds towards.
And there's a great animation on that mailbox too.
Yeah, the mailbox is super cool.
How many of the mini playfields have you accessed inside the castle?
I think only 2.
Same for me. Yeah.
Definitely Full Moon. I got that pretty quick.
And
I think Gibbous. Yeah, these look really fun though. I'm looking at the pictures of them.
Yeah. This game overall, very cool.
10 out of 10.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to knock this off the top at the end of the year.
Yeah. So I make physical pinball games, and I'm impressed with some of the tricks and things that they've created with the geometry that they have. Even with the way that they change the geometry on the fly, and some of the ways that those things are represented by traditional pinball mechanisms. I think they did an excellent job. As Don and I have mentioned, even though maybe they don't play a whole lot of physical pinball, they certainly did a lot of studying to
Mhm.
make this game, and just the care, love, attention, it all shows,
Mhm.
as you're playing.
There
So
are a lot of very, very bad virtual pinball games,
yes,
a ton of them that are just very, very boring or bad. And this is way, way, way above even the good ones. This is
yes,
above the good ones. So this is a great one. Yeah.
and it's
Highly
amazing that
recommended.
it's on the Playdate.
Yeah. Well, did you see it's coming to Steam too next year?
Oh,
It,
excellent.
it has a Steam page. You can wishlist it. So go wishlist it. I think that helps their ratings or whatever.
Metrics. Yeah.
Metrics. Yeah. Go read it. Oh, I was going to ask you if you're looking, do you have the booklet open right now?
Don't, but I should.
Okay. Well,
Um,
there's a spinner on the right. While on the left,
yes.
there's like that little moon. It's not quite a spinner. It's just like a
Yes.
gate that lifts up. Is that, have you seen that on another game? Is it sort of like on Home Run? Is it Home Run where, or like on your game, you were going to make a game, I think, similar, or did you? I can't keep up with all the games you made. It's like a target that stays up. On Clown, Clown had one. Zachariah Clown.
So yeah, like Bally had swinging targets, and they used them on, I think, two different games, and they're essentially drop targets that hang down, and when you hit them, they stay up.
Yeah,
Um, so this is labeled as left lane spinner.
but it doesn't spin.
I
It
thought
stays
it
up.
did. Does it stay up?
I think it slowly spins, but it stays in that up position like it is on that diagram there. Whereas the number 19 on the right, that
That
one
definitely
really
spins.
spins. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. That's a mystery to me.
I don't know. It's hard
Um,
to just stop and stare at it when you're
that's the
spinning.
issue.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, check it out on the Playdate for sure if you're listening to this podcast and you have any interest. Oh, there's a Kirk post as well. Center post between the lower flippers. And it's even indicated in a similar way to the center posts on Steve Kirk games. Thought that was kind of cool.
Number 6.
Yes.
Well, sort of by number 6.
Yeah.
Cool.
Had some good ball saves by smacking the flipper down as the ball was descending and hitting the ball into the center post and onto the next flipper.
I
Very
love that you
cool.
can easily move the cat kickback.
Yes, that is also really cool.
Yeah.
This segment has all been you and I just agreeing heartily with each other.
Basically.
But that's how good this game is. Check it out. Devils on the Moon Pinball. It's available on catalog and soon to be Steam, as I learned from Don.
By Amano.
Yes.
All right. Next week, we are going to be reviewing Rollerblade by Quack. It is available on itch and on catalog.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I've been enjoying it. I picked this because it worked on. It was one of the few itch games that worked. It's so smooth. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, the gifts make it look amazing, and I'm looking forward to playing this here shortly.
Yeah, it's fun. All right. Thanks so much for listening. I think maybe all three of us will be back in 2 weeks. Hopefully, fingers crossed. You can check us out on playdatepodcast.com or the platform of your choice. Blue Sky, helloplaydate.bluesky.social. On YouTube at Helloplaydatepodcast. Feel free to email us, helloplaydatepodcast@gmail.com, or the bingo tip line, 724-BINGOS1. That's 724-246-4671. And we will see you soon.
Sounds good. If you can think of another game where you can bank tilt and use it as you wish, let me know on the Bingo's tip line. It's a great use for it.
Indeed.
All right. Thanks.